Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tam Psych Advice. I have a special guest with me today. You want to say hello?
Hello.
And this is my mom. She's an INTJ, even though she might not know it, but she's not into personality types like I am. But I think she has a wonderful personality type, and one that seems like a lot of people want to have. But she just surprised me today and brought me some presents. She got me this thing.
It's a plaque.
Oh, it's a plaque. 2 plaques. And one of them says Home Sweet Home. And I have to hang it up. And maybe I'll show you guys a picture of it too. And then she got me another plaque that says, "You are loved for the little girl you were, for the special woman you are, and the precious daughter you will always be." Isn't that so nice? So what made you give me these?
Because you're my daughter and I absolutely love you. I love you more than life itself. And that's true.
That's so funny.
It is. And you are my youngest daughter as well.
I sure am. I'm your bad daughter.
You're not bad.
I'm the ENFJ daughter.
Oh,
bad.
That means bad.
No, but
Okay.
I think I'm bad. So, so what do you think? What is something that you like? What's your perspective on the pandemic? Like, how have you handled it? Like, is there something that you told yourself to help you through it?
The pandemic.
Put this plaque down. Okay.
But I can say,
What is something like, okay, so I always talk about different aspects of life and I fuse it with Myers-Briggs on this channel. So like, let's say you're in a difficult work situation. Like, how do you handle that? What advice would you give somebody who's listening who is maybe having a difficult time with the people that they're working with?
it depends on what the problem is, but my philosophy is this. I'm not going to be unhappy on my job, and I will not be unhappy at church. So basically, I believe in me, and I feel like I am lovable and capable, and that we have to believe in ourselves and gain strength from ourselves. So my whole thing on that is, my take on that is, in order to find your own happy, it has to come from within you. Mm-hmm. And you should not allow other people to influence how you feel. Again, a part of that philosophy is you be you. Love yourself. If you don't love yourself and you're not happy, then you never will be. You don't allow other people to define who you are. And I read, I suppose, a little euphemism that said, be yourself. Those who matter won't mind, and those who mind don't matter.
That's right.
So, you be you. And if other people don't like it, that is tough. Now, on your job, it depends on who's causing the problem. But if it's your boss and there's a problem, then I think that you should discuss whatever the problem is and how it can be fixed. If it's just petty people, I would ignore it because I control me. They don't. And the other thing is, I'm not trying to please anyone as far as my own personality, because I basically do what I should do.
Yeah.
I'm not a rabble rouser. So when you step into my space, you're going to have to get out of it because I am who you think I am. That's fine. I don't need you in my space telling me anything because you are who I know you are. So step back and step off. I value people.
Yeah.
And everyone needs people, but I don't need people in order to be happy. And I don't particularly I don't want to associate with negative people because I don't like being negative myself. So I tend to more or less ignore them, kind of skirt around them. And depending on what they say, I usually don't say anything. It's just that I might give them a look like, step back, get out of my space. That's your opinion. Your opinion is not my opinion.
Yeah.
Basically, your needs are not my needs. Your perception is not my perception. So you need to remember that. And you need to go and do what you do and stay out of my Kool-Aid, okay?
Don't step in her Kool-Aid.
Don't step in my Kool-Aid.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Hey, that was great. Okay, so what is your approach to like things that you are asked to do, whether it's you have to give a speech, or let's say when you were in school you had to do a project or something like that, or you have to do something for somebody. Is your approach kind of a laid back, or I'll get around to it, or I'll just kind of, do something really quick and turn it in, or should it be really good, or just kind of, we make too big of a deal of things, or what is your approach?
Basically, I'm a very positive person, and I'm very serious about what I do. So when I'm asked to do it, then no, I am not laid back. I'm very serious. And one thing that I do is I research. I research whatever it is I'm asked to do. And of course, in addition to researching, as I research, I'll take notes. And then of course, I'm just the kind of person who I have a vivid imagination. So depending on what it is you're asking me to do, I mean, I enjoy projects, so I might construct something, draw something, make something. I might sing a song.
Yeah, you've made me a lot of things for my house.
I might sing a song or whatever I feel like doing. I basically don't mind being challenged. So, and I like to.
Yeah, you step up to it.
I like to be a little different. I'm not just an ABC kind of person. So I have to say, if I'm asked to do something, I'm going to do my very best, and I'm going to add a little extra. Always a little extra to what I do. Like lemonade, or I'm going to add some lemons, or I'm going to add some strawberries, and, versus just having pure lemonade, or maybe let's look at just having pure water. I'm going to add some lemons, and
make it
I might add some sugar. I might even get a striped straw. It just makes it taste so much better. And don't forget the ice. When I was a kid, I remember we had ice trays, and they probably still have those, where I could make colored ice. And I just value, I like perfection.
Yeah.
Although I'm not always perfect, I know that. But I do like to take mine a step higher than what I'm expected to do, because I enjoy doing what I do. Does that help?
Yes.
I know I ramble a bit.
I know. I remember when in high school you would always help me make my projects, because I would have to play the piano because I went to an art school, and I would have to do projects for like history and incorporate what my cluster was. And I can remember, like I had backdrops and just, I mean, I wasn't gonna just play the piano. I was gonna have an art show behind me with, something from the 1920s or whatever era we were studying. It was gonna be next level because you were gonna push me there. So yeah, definitely agree with that. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even play the piano.
No, but you sing all the time.
Yes, but I only sing to please myself. If I sang on this, it would not make people happy, but they might be happy. It might make them laugh, so maybe they would enjoy some singing, right?
Mm-hmm. So what's your favorite thing to do, or one of your favorite things to do?
My favorite thing to do, I enjoy people, and so I enjoy making little objects or things, if you want to say that, little gifts to give people just because, or books and adding some designs to the book, and I always have a little extra, and I just enjoy doing that because it makes me happy, and if it makes me happy, hopefully it would make them happy. So right now I've been making angel cards, but they're really kind of more or less doll cards, jewel cards, and I make them and design them for whatever occasion. If the person is ill, if the person graduated, has something special to some special event, then I will make it according to that.
I like how you and your neighbor are always giving each other things and taking each other gifts and baking things and just whatever, especially during the pandemic. It's been really nice. Well, even though you guys started that before that, right?
Actually, she and I do different things now. My neighbor, even though, yes, taking her some food that I've cooked and her bringing us some, that happens. But my neighbor basically she's a seamstress, and she makes all kind of little doodads for troops overseas, and she makes little bags and caps, and she sends blankets and different kinds of food and cards. So I enjoy helping her do that. Mm-hmm. What I actually did, I will donate to her, and then this past year I donated to her blankets, towels, socks.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I also wrote cards for her. She wanted cards written by children, so I basically became children of all ages, and I think I did about 150 cards for her.
Oh my gosh.
Written and scribbled. And then I also designed a card with a mask, and I also, on that particular card, I gave and wrote the instructions and sent it to them as a child. I might have been in the 6th grade, and I would say, I'd make the little mask and I'd put it on, and then I'd say, wear your mask, wash your hands, and what was the other one? That was a third. There were 3 things, but
it seems like you, for some reason, you kind of have the energy to do a lot more, I think, than a lot of people do when it comes to stuff like that. Like you will, like you said, you did over 100. Most people couldn't probably do 10.
I did all.
So where do you get that
100,
from?
It's just what I like to do. I enjoy making other people happy. So I wrote it and I printed it, for a little kid. I actually typed for an older kid, and so
I had to put that little
it just
down.
Depends on what I'm to do. But I enjoy that. I forgot what the third thing was, but I do remember on the mask. I wish I had some copies to show you that.
You can take a picture and I'll put it in.
I might have one left at home as a pattern or whatever, or you might have. I don't know if I ever gave you guys one. I might have taken a picture of it on my phone, but I enjoyed doing it because it was from a small child telling a military person what to do and how to be careful, trying to protect an adult and keep them from getting COVID-19. So I enjoyed it because I really did enjoy writing like the little kids, and
now you said that you enjoy being around people, but do you have to be around people?
No, I don't have to be around people because of what I do. I've always been around people, which did not bother me. I enjoyed it, but in my personal time, I don't have to be surrounded by people all the time. I do fine alone, or I can do okay in a crowd, but basically I like to shop. I'm a shopaholic, and I'm always shopping, trying to find things to give away. So that's just who I am. It's just a part of my personality. Why do I do it? I don't know, other than I just enjoy it, and I enjoy making people happy, and I enjoy surprising them.
I know.
And I enjoy it because they normally like what I do. And the other thing is, even though what I do is not so fancy, they're not going to find another one like that.
Yep.
So I guess I'm a little bit vain too, because they're not going to find another one like that. I don't care if I make something similar. They're never going to find what I gave them that's the same, that whatever it is that they have. I will, I change it up, and they seem to enjoy it. And basically what they're giving me is, some positive reinforcement.
Yeah, that's
the more
true.
they praise me, I guess I like praise. The more they tell me, oh, I love this. Oh, you're so talented. The more I do, and then I have to think sometimes, who am I going to give this to? But I'll think of a reason to give something away if I can, if it's nothing more than, hey, have a nice day today.
That's true. I'm going to ask you two more questions. And then we'll be done. Have you ever been in a situation where things were chaotic and you had to figure out how to make it right? Like, you step into a situation where there's organization, a church, work, whatever, and you see that this is a mess. Do you know how to step in there and fix it and put order to it and get everyone on the right track? Like, if you had to do that?
I can do that. It depends on what's going on and who the people are and what they're doing. Sometimes in certain instances, it is not feasible to just jump in, unless you know what's happening. So it just depends on who it is and what they're doing. But I'm not the kind of person who runs to a fire. There's a fire. If there's a fire, I may not be able to put it out
let's say that you're at a
situation.
Let's say you're at a wedding and they need to, you can just see that it's falling to pieces, like they're at rehearsal, and it's just, you can tell that it's like, okay, that is going to be a hot mess. Like, what would you do if you're comfortable with the people?
Oh, first of all, I would ask if they minded if I helped, and then I would do whatever I could to make the situation better. And again, it would depend on the needs there, but I would be more than happy to get in and help them with it and give my advice.
Have you ever had to make order out of a situation like that?
I've helped before, and I've made suggestions, because after all, the wedding belongs to the bride, so I can't just go in and take over somebody's wedding or what they planned. Have I been to weddings, or have I seen weddings that I didn't really care for, or I saw a lot of faux pas made. Yes, but those were those people's wedding.
When you see anything, do you always see a need for improvement? Like an
There's
area?
always a need for improvement. Nobody is perfect. Nothing is perfect. But I also believe that people are entitled to be who they are, and they are entitled to present and to create and to say basically what they would like to say.
That's a
And
good point.
they're able to present things the way they would like to present it, because just because I don't enjoy how they're presenting it doesn't mean it's not good.
Now, what about when I send you one of my videos to watch? What do you always do?
I look at it and I critique it, and
Yep, every time, right?
every time.
And tell me, do this, say that. That
But
could be
then
better.
you're my daughter, so I do that, and I also compliment you
Yeah,
on
you
certain
do.
things, and
You do.
and then I give you a few pointers on others. And by the way, y'all, this is just impromptu, so
Right, I'm proud of her. She's super spontaneous.
If I'm not coming off that great, it's just impromptu, and I did not know the
Because
questions
we're not
before she
spontaneous
asked.
people, but we're acting like it right now.
Well, she was spontaneous in asking me to do this, but
So I got one more question.
okay.
Do you stare at people sometimes? Like, do you have this stare sometimes?
I don't really stare at people so much.
Not like that, but like they say that INTJs have this stare. Like they can, not that they'll always do it, but occasionally they will lock into this stare. Like, do you do that sometimes?
Sometimes I do. I kind of call it, do I study people? Yes, I do study people. And I find it amazing. And sometimes I kind of look and I think, wow, if it's something that's really positive that I like, I think in terms of, hey, I'm going to do that next time. I do whatever they did, whatever the situation was. And
So
then
when
there's
you-
some
go
people
ahead.
who, they're just, yes, I do. I'm a people watcher.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I call it staring, but then I do notice and I do study, and
You will have this intense
I take-
gaze sometimes, definitely.
sometimes I do that. And it's more or less like if I'm staring, I'm
Yeah,
looking.
what is
but
it?
I just kind of daydream. I daydream a lot,
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I don't just stare at folk like, ooh, look at that. But it might appear that
It's
I'm
kind of an intense, like,
it may appear that I'm staring at them when I'm really not.
right. I kind of
I'm
wonder if
just
that
thinking.
stare is you're just somewhere else for a moment.
I'm just thinking, so that's why I'm saying I don't really stare at people, but I do acknowledge them and I notice them, and sometimes because of what they do, it puts me in another place, and so I'm thinking and I'm digesting what they did, but I'm not staring at them. I'm thinking, and sometimes people do things that are so outlandish. There again, I'm thinking, really? Did that just happen? No. And then I want to ask the who, what, when, where, how question on this stranger. And so I'm just kind of daydreaming and thinking,
Yeah.
but not staring. You get in trouble for just staring at people. They'll ask you, what are you looking at? But sometimes I'm looking and I'm observing, because they might be doing something that I want to do. I might be enjoying whatever it is, and it just depends. Sometimes things are funny. Sometimes you learn, and they teach you something, and sometimes things kind of get out of hand, and you think in terms of something needs to be done about that. Now, is that really real?
Right.
This person needs to be whatever. Reprimanded for what they did, or I might think in terms of that is so impolite. But by the same token, I see people doing things that are just great, like just opening the door. Or I've had people who will send their kid running because I'm slower now with my age. And sometimes little kids will run past me and they'll just go open the door for me, and I know, and they're smiling when they do it, and I just know that their parents said, go open that door for that lady. And of course that makes me smile as well.
Okay, well, we're about to end it. So do you have any advice or like anything that, like, since I do a lot of stuff on personality types, like, do you have any advice on people just being themselves, or because sometimes people feel pressure to be someone that they're not, or they dislike something about themselves? You have any last minute advice you can give them?
Well, I think you should be yourself. However, I think you should have some class or a bit of finesse about you. You know, I think in whatever you do, I don't think it should be just negative, or that it should be anything that's considered insulting. But other than that, I guess I want to say, being yourself, it's all good. Yes, be yourself to a point, but I just don't feel that you should be yourself publicly in a manner in which you insult people who you don't know or who have done nothing to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you always need to be courteous, no matter what. Now, there are some situations where, depending on what they are, then you might have to handle yourself a different way. But if we're just going to go just right off the cuff here, then, being yourself, you're the natural, you want to be courteous. Now, if you're in a negative situation, then that's a whole other story. So we won't even get into that, because we can always find different scenarios that would it's endless. The scenarios are endless.
All right, well, you did a great job, lovely mother. Thank you.
I was glad to
Awesome
do it.
sauce.
I'm sorry I wasn't prepared.
Me either. So this might be really terrible, but we'll try it.
We'll try it.
We'll try it and see. All righty.
And when you do it, make sure that you hold this up and say, this is my mother, and she brought this to me, and I put her on the spot, and I asked her these questions. So no matter what you think, I love what my mother gave me.
I will definitely include those.
Would you please do that
in the video for sure, so they can see what you bought me.
Thank you so much, Tamara.
You're welcome. No, thank you. You did really good. Like I said, we're not spontaneous, but we did this, didn't we? All right, you guys. All righty. Well, they have to go because they have another stop to make. They're going to surprise someone else with some gifts. So, in the meantime, make sure that if you want to hear my INTJ mom again one day, then make sure that you like the video. Definitely check out my book, The Workplace NaRCISSiST, for difficult people. It will definitely help you. Can you believe I wrote a book? Is that weird?
Yes, I can believe you wrote a book, because you're my daughter, and you also had an article on twins. Remember that you wrote in...
They don't know I'm a twin? I do.
You can cut it out if you want.
Okay.
She's a twin. And she wrote an article in a book years ago about twins.
All right, everyone. Well, check out my book. I will put the link in the description box. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you on the next video.